Well, grand and glorious day to you, and I want to spend some time with you, helping understand what I began to realize several years ago was a miracle in progress, and that's the global power network process of building people a team. Now, a little background: Denis and Melinda Vachon have been in the industry for decades. 20 years ago, they themselves very successful at being creating income for themselves, but very saddened by the fact that 95 plus percent of the people that started in network marketing never made any money. And the basis of GPN came out of that knowing that they could change the numbers. And the concept is real simple. It takes a lot of skills and time and patience to build a team, not just with your friends and neighbors. Generally, most people in network marketing have to go beyond friends and neighbors to build a team. So their idea was, yes, if you want to include your friends and neighbors, that's fine. But in exchange for $100 a month membership fee, we want to do all the things it takes to build you a team that you don't have time or skill to do as a member. And so that concept was implemented 20 years ago, and obviously it was a new idea. So there's been a lot of tweaking of that idea. Technology has helped a lot, but here's the reality: there's literally thousands of people out there looking for a way to build income from home. But remember, 95, 97% of them are not going to do it. Now, what if we have a way for professionals to do all that it takes to build a team for that 95, 97%? Now, the reality is this: how do you find those thousands of people out there that want to make a difference? Well, that's what GPN implemented. And I'm going to show you an example of that using a friend of mine who's been buying several shares of the done for you business. And exactly, because people say, well, what exactly takes place? And this is what I've been telling Denise. Nobody has any idea about that unless they've lived a day in the life of Denis and Melinda Vachon. Because here's the reality: it takes massive numbers to find the people that are willing to opt in to learn more. Then you have to deal with the fact that you have to contact them, you have to set appointments, you have to put up with the fact that part of the life happens, they don't keep the appointments, and so you have to have a system to go through massive numbers to find the one or two gems along the way. And then you have a way for those people that if they're part of that 95, 97%, then we have a way to help them build. So you have two options, in building a team, building a network, and network marketing. One is to, spend the time and effort and money to build the skills and do all the things it takes. And literally that for most people takes years to do that. And I know that because I've been there, and some of you have too. Or the GPN system has been created to take away the guesswork. And yes, people ask me, well, what am I getting for my money? And I'm fixing to show you that. Literally the countless hours and hours of human effort to bring people to the table. And we don't talk people into anything. The timing, you have to get people at the right time. So uh, with that in mind, I'm going to bring up my friend's back office. And this is the thing I've told Denise is most people don't really understand all the things that what GPN does to bring one person to the table. Now, uh, what I'm looking at here is my friend's back office. And if you haven't been to your back office, you need to do that. And in the back office, there's the self-guided training, there's building my business, visualizing or the view personalized thru landing page. You have landing pages, and this is something I want to spend a little time on. Is most people don't have the time to get out there and talk to people, but if you have time to send texts and you want to do that, basically what I use these landing pages for is to send it to people and say, hey, I know you've tried network marketing. This is where somebody does the work for you. Take a look. And that's all I do. I don't have to do any follow up. I just send out the text and put my landing page. And if they're interested, they put in their information and they're into the system. And when I say the system, they're initially contacted by text. You wanted to learn more, we can set up an appointment for you. And in that process, they're sent several texts. If they don't respond, then we move them, GPN moves them over to an actual real live person, picking up the phone and calling that person on your behalf and setting an appointment with Denis or some other, what we call business building consultant. I think we call them something else now, but that's what I call them. And that person is set up a time. There's an actual real live person that sets up the appointment, and then we send them reminders. We send them all kinds of information, and so there's some hoops that we put people through to actually get that appointment. But then they talking to a real live professional, and many of them actually get Denis, which is phenomenal because he's excellent at moving people if they're movable. So yes, you can use your landing page for that. It takes very little time, and you can send it out to a bunch of people you know. And if one or two sign up, that's great. But you're done, okay? But many of you have utilized the you're buying shares. And so to look at what's happening there, you go to your lead purchase. No, you go to the track your leads. And this, if you haven't done this, you need to do that, because I'm going to go to this friend of mine who's bought several shares. And right now, he has 25 people in his back office. This started back in April. And the first one is unreachable. In other words, and let me give you a little background. GPN actually spends money, and part of the money you're giving them actually gets turned around and sent to other lead producing that puts out thousands and thousands of information. There's all kinds of ways that they put information out, and then somebody clicks, says, yes, I'd like to learn more. Then they get into our system. This person, the very first person, on April 20th of 2017. Now, how did my friend just started this a few months back. Well, every lead that comes into our system gets recontacted and recontacted and recontacted until they say don't contact us anymore. And then, of course, we take them out of the books. But I can't tell you the number of people that have gotten into my system that several years they didn't show up to appointments, they didn't do this, and then they show up and they're ready to go. And because you have professionals doing the work for you. So the point I'm trying to make is that you've got hundreds of man hours going into this process that you don't have to do anything for. Yeah, you're paying your share leads, but that's buying you all those thousands of things going out there, and then somebody clicking on it, and then they get into our system. We start sending them emails and text, and then finally they say, yeah, I'd like to learn more. And if they don't respond to our text, we turn it over to our girls that literally pick up the phone and contact them by phone, which is huge because most of us don't have the time or inclination to do that. And so what happens then, so anyway, this first person, they're unreachable. The phone number they gave us back in 2017 no longer works. And here's another one, 2017, this fellow booked a consultation. And so you can go over to, and where it says view details, and I'm doing that. And this gives you the person's name, their email address, their phone number. So this person we set 2 appointments for, and they were a no-show. Now, see, that's the thing most people don't realize. We put up with a lot of CRAP that you don't have to, but that's the numbers. We're dealing with a cold audience here. We're not dealing with warm market. We're having to develop the relationships, and it takes man hours to do that. And GPN is supplying that for your $100 a month and whatever you're paying for your shares. Now, the shares, literally, GPN doesn't make money on the shares. That money all gets spent on the personnel it takes to get these leads into the system. I'm just amazed that Denis has been able to keep the costs as low as he has. But at any rate, this person had 2 no-shows, and so we'll be recontacting them. But just to show you what we did, we sent, just going back when they first jumped into the system, we did have a live contactor that contacted him. He's retired. He's aware that it's a $99 membership fee. He was sent information by email. Has no experience. In other words, have these notes here, and this appointment was set with Denis. I mean, the top guy. So Denis set aside time in his schedule for 2 times, and this person didn't show up. Now, what we did is we sent them reminders. The people, when they have an appointment, they get sent reminders a day before, no, 2 days before, the day before, and an hour before, with all kinds of information. So we really do a great job, I think, of prepping people. But this guy didn't show up twice. Now, will he show? I just talked to a guy yesterday on behalf of Denis. I help him out some because he is extremely busy. And so this guy goes back to 2016, and he had no show after no show after no show after no show, and he showed up at this, and he was excited. And I never mentioned, the fact he hadn't shown up all these times. We're real nice. We don't say, well, it's about time. We just take people where they're at because we know timing is everything. But GPN is working through those numbers. Now, is there a better way to build a team? Yeah, if you're part of that 3 to 5% that have the skills and the know-how, yeah. But you're still dealing with the fact that you've got to work through the numbers. What we're doing at GPN is we're working through the numbers for you. Well, that was the second one on my friends list. The third one, it's the end result was not interested. And we had 2 or 3 conversations, and lots of texts. Denis was actually the one that interviewed this guy, and he just, there's all kinds of notes here. And that's the interesting things too. If you'll click on that, the details, you'll see all the things that we've done to get that person to the point that he says, not interested. But that's the numbers. The next one indicated an interest, and again, in viewing the details, looks like this goes back to 2018, and there's 2 and wow, there's a lot of notes here. So so my friend who's paid for several shares every month, he has 25 people that have been put into the system, and it looks like we have several not interested, several not unreachable, several that are rebooked, and it looks like, out of those 25, excuse me, I get some water here. The point I'm attempting to make, and I hope I'm doing a halfway decent job, is that if you're looking for magic, we don't got it. What we do have is an enormous work ethic and a system that works through thousands and thousands of numbers to find the 1 or 2 that are going to join your team. And if you're part of one of our core programs, we do it for you. Now, if you have other network marketing businesses that you're interested in, that aren't part of our core program, definitely you need to talk to Denise about getting your programs part of the core program, because we can give you landing pages, we can give you all kinds of things. But that's another story. Denis is always working for the betterment of our membership, and I can't tell you how many. He's up early in the morning and goes late at night. And Melinda is kicking butt all over the place, trying to help our members. So I hope I haven't belabored the point to the point of distraction, but literally go to your back office and click on those details and see all of the work that has been done on your behalf that you didn't know anything about because you haven't been to your back office to see. It doesn't take very long, but you click on each one of those view details and you'll see the months and sometimes years that we worked with these, and we're continually adding. That's what your share dollars are paying for us to be able to go out there and broadcast and find the onesies and twosies that are ready to build. But with our system, they don't, if they're not part of that 3 to 5%, it's okay. In fact, the people that are part of the 3 to 5%, they like our system because that makes their net much broader. They don't have to just deal with the fact that only 3 to 5% of the massive amount of numbers are the only ones that they can deal with. They've got that other 95 to 97%. So I'm clicking on here. Here's one as recent as July 22nd. We're attempting to contact, rebooking consultation, rebooking consultation. And, that's part of the magic, I guess, if there is a magic to the numbers. The numbers do work. But most of us don't have the time or inclination to find that one or two that are going, and again, they don't have to be, the nice thing about GPN, they don't have to be part of that 3 to 5%. They can be part of the 95%. And we have a system that over a period of time, and that's the key, is this is not something that happens within 3 months or 6 months. We always tell folks this is an 18 to 24-month program. But you're putting money in, but not your time. Or if you have, some people have more time than money. And so for those folks, we have special coaching on how to use our system to put people into the system. But once they get in our system, they're handled with a massive amount of texting, emails, phone calls by professionals, and contact by professionals like Denise. So with that, hopefully that helps you understand a little bit more about what your money's paying for. And well, it only took 18 minutes. But that I think this is very important for people to understand. You get into your back office and click on follow up on your leads and see what's happening, and realize that every single note that's been made, there's a person, there's a human being behind there that Denise has to pay some way or another. And so it's a huge value that you're getting. And does it take time? Yeah. There's just nothing's going to happen in 3 to 6 months or even 9 months. I know I've been with Denise for a couple of 3 years, and we've gotten some good people on board, but it didn't happen overnight. And the residuals are coming in, and we're happy about that. The challenge, of course, is always people understanding what they have a hold of. Because you put out some money and you want immediate. Most of us want immediate results, or at least within 6 months or so. Well, and we never put that out. We never say do this for 6 months and you're going to be a winner. We always tell people this is an 18 to 24-month project. But hey, that's not bad. So at any rate, take that into consideration as you're looking at this, and hopefully that helps. And with that, you have a blessed and wonderful day.